Hey everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of BattleRapresume. This is your host Tom Quee. Thank you so much for joining me. Before we get to the day's guest, please follow the show at BattleRapresume. Please get in touch with us, battlerapresume@gmail.com. If you enjoy the show, please leave us a review on iTunes. You can also support through the Patreon, patreon.com/BattleRapresume. If you subscribe on there, if you help to support us, you get access to an exclusive Patreon show, Resume Review, where I go through kind of like the fan mail, I should say, and other stuff to do with the show. You can also get previews of lots of the videos on there. If you donate a little bit more money, you can get access to BattleRapresume episodes weeks, months before they come out. But I'm really excited to jump into today's guest, someone I've wanted to have on the show for ages. You know, been admiring this guy for a long time now. Daylyt, how's it going, man?
I'm all right, man. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just chilling right now. Just vibing, ready to get into some talk about battles, because I've got a lot to say, to be honest. You know
yeah, man. Jesus Christ. Like, you know, you kind of came up in that sort of 2012 crop, didn't you? And you've just been all over the map, really. It's mad.
Yeah. I've started in 2012. And I remember Matt bringing me into Don't Flop. He was the guy who kind of introduced me to it. You get me, and he got me, my debut battle and stuff. And since then, I've just been trying to take over, innit?
Yeah. And I mean, like when the Double L battle, which we're going to get into shortly, is kind of a lot of people. I mean, it's famously one of the tryout battles that doesn't have tryout in the name. Because it just was incredible performance, and like anyone that watches that, you're so comfortable on stage. Like, had you been performing for a long while before that?
Yeah, definitely. I'd never done battle rap before that, but I performed on like countless occasions. I mean, I started off doing like poetry when I was probably maybe 14 or something like that, and
really?
with friends just. Oh. Yeah, definitely. I started off in poetry. So.
What, like spoken word, like Harry Baker stuff?
Yeah.
Or like,
fully spoken word. Yeah, I was part of a poetry group called Leeds Young Authors, and they'd been all over the world, to be honest, and got involved in competitions and stuff. So, like, I was never one of the lead people in there. Like, I only just started writing with friends and stuff, and they invited me down, and I used to just go every Monday, and just kind of that helped me to kind of get into performing and stuff. So I'd been rapping and performing for quite a while before I got on that stage.
And I mean, when did the sort of the rap element come into the whole performance?
Right. Well, the rapping side, I've always done the rap. I was doing the rap pretty much the same time as doing poetry. There was just all my friends would just chilling on road, like spitting bars. It was when like grime first became a thing. Do you know what I mean? So I was listening to Dizzy and Wiley back in their primes and stuff. So yeah, I think the rapping, I'd been doing grime for ages. I didn't even spit on hip hop or anything. I was just like strictly grime, and yeah, that was it really.
Yeah, and I mean, like, kind of getting into the battle rap side of it, like, when you got into Don't Flop, obviously Don't Flop was fairly large. Battle rap as a whole was getting massive, all over the world. Were you a fan of it? Were you following it, or?
Surprisingly not following it at all. It was crazy. I remember Matt telling me he was involved in something about, like some called Don't Flop and stuff, and he'd done a few videos, shown me a few, and I think once he introduced me to it, I started watching it a bit more, and then that's when he, told me I should go for a tryout or something. And it's funny, he actually got me a tryout when Lunacy and Mickey Wuthers battled at that event.
Right.
Yeah, and that's where like Zen debuted as well. It was one of the, if not the first event in Leeds. And funnily enough, I was supposed to battle someone called Unseen, and funnily enough, he didn't fucking turn up, did he? So, which was the weirdest thing. I thought I got trolled completely because I just didn't turn up. So yeah, I missed out on my debut, and then I remember. Yeah, it was crazy. I was supposed to debut them, but it's kind of a good thing I didn't, because after that didn't happen, Matt says, "Oh yeah, I'll see if I can get you another battle." A bit of time went by, and he hollered me saying, "Oh yeah, we got to the test 10 coming up," and even though they don't usually do tryouts on that, because it was kind of more main event style things, it was like, Matt put in a good word for me to her and said, "Yeah man, he's decent, you should just give him a chance," and that's how it happened.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously this was the better stage to debut on, of course, but I remember that event actually. Matt battled Pamphlet, didn't he, at the first Leeds event?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
it did, man.
Oh man, the crowd was awesome. But I mean, the crowd for this, like, what blows my mind is this is you and Double L's first battle, and like, there's so many people there.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah,
it was absolutely crazy. Like the Wardrobe is a venue that like a lot of musicians perform at and stuff anyway. It's quite popular in Leeds, and it was absolutely packed. I was surprised when I went down there, because it was the first battle rap event that ever went on in a place like that.
So I know you probably want to knock me the fuck out, but I dare you stand on that line, because if you do, I will grab on that spine and show everyone here the meaning of black on black crime. What? No. But I ain't proud of that, because I don't want to fight my brother, because I'm a predator in my mind. I'm better than Double L. They be telling them my stars like venom, hit it with a sharp tongue, leave it right eye severed. You in dire need. You're in dire need, because Dialect will dissect. And the boy that wants to get direct, you'll die with a right if you want to try hype off the mic, blood. So know yourself, because I've just shown everyone here how to smoke a nail, you pussy.
Prior to getting on the stage, I mean, okay, you know, you'd done a bit of spoken word dialect with Leeds and stuff like that, but this is a whole different kind of ball game here. Nerves, or how are you feeling?
I was very nervous. But at the same time, like, given the opportunity and me kind of when I started watching Don't Flop and seeing, you know, events happening and it like slowly growing, I was like really like happy to be there, because I was debuting in Leeds as well, somewhere I know, like I felt quite comfortable. Yeah, it was obviously nerve wracking because I'd never had a battle before. Do you know what I mean?
And you know, you sort of you kick off really strong, actually. You know, he spits like Double L spits like he replaced his mouth with an arsehole. He's about as useful as Christopher Reeves or Stephen Hawking giving a speech or demonstration on people walking. Which is
wow, early bars,
early bars.
Early bars.
As a Brummie dialect, took a little bit of offence to this bar. The bit between the scrotum and the crack, you call that the Midlands?
Yeah, all I do apologise for that one. You know what I mean? Like I love the Midlands, man, but you know what I mean? I had to find anything to just destroy him, you get me?
Yeah. And I mean, Double L, like, it's so great that you both had this tryout and you both went on to such great things, continue to do great things. I mean, a great person to battle, right?
Yeah, definitely. I remember when sent over a freestyle video from him, and I was like, yeah, man, it was just a grime freestyle as well. So he hadn't really had any much experience in battle rap either. It was just like, yeah, let me just go for it and see what I can do. And I mean, your second as well, lots of great, like, your writing. I think when you compare, like, I had Double L on the show recently, and we were talking about this battle as well, and he rightly said that kind of you can tell that maybe you were a bit more well versed in battles, and he was kind of going for a more of a jokey approach sort of thing. You know, some bars in here. You say that Double L just likes to watch men like a night owl. Hard. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Watchmen as well.
Me too, man. Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember it just coming to me, man.
Just really good stuff. I mean, some kind of dark stuff as well. You know, Double L wouldn't be around if his mom was old enough to get an abortion. But just like, you know,
once in a while, I honestly just like say something that's completely just like out of order. To be honest, like I sometimes think, should I really say that? But I say, fuck it, man. Let's just go for it.
No, it's strong, and you know, throughout you going back and forth sort of thing, and it really is a good. You know, sometimes in these tryouts you get someone maybe chokes around or something doesn't hit or something, but the crowd love it. And I don't know if you remember the judges' decisions here, but just quickly. Mark Grist loved it. You know, not a debut in his mind. To Seuss, it was insanely good. He felt that you take the vote. Seuss actually says that he wants to see Double L versus Mickey, which I thought would have been a good battle in Don't Flop at that time.
Yeah, definitely. It would have done, but I remember they just ended up teaming up eventually.
Yeah.
So it all kind of started from that. I remember Mickey coming up to me after and saying, "Oh yeah, you were good, but I actually, you know, voted against you. I think Double L was sick. I just preferred his material more." And I was like, "Yeah, fair dues."
Well, I mean, Mickey brings that up in the Tony battle, doesn't he?
It does. Like, I don't know, he is a big fan of Double L, and I can see why, and see why he liked him straight away. Do you know what I mean? I think the battle was really close, and it was just depending on whose material you felt the most. You know what I mean?
And I mean, it's great at the end. Turns to the crowd and says, "Do you want to see these two battle again?" And everyone just like, you know, uproar. You know, everyone really vibes with it, and you take it 4-1. Which I think is fair, but it's not, you know, whatever. It just got some of those decisions, like, you know, it could have gone either way, really. It's very good. I mean, what was the whole event like afterwards? Were you just sort of bathing in this glow, or?
It was crazy. There was so much going on. Everyone was excited. You know, people freestyling outside, just talking, getting to know you. People like pamphlet running around the streets. She was carrying on. It was proper, like it was a proper good event. You know what I mean? And I think like a lot of people were saying I did well, and it encouraged me to, you know, see if I could probably keep it up. So it was a good event.
And, you know, we had to wait a little while for your next battle against Impact, which got uploaded quite a few months after. Like, I mean, was it a case of, like, you just had the bug and you just wanted to keep battling and wanted the next one, or?
No, to be honest, like, I was taking my time with it, because at the same time, I didn't really see myself as a battler still, like, and you know, I used to watch a lot of people and think, wow, this is some crazy competition. I'm not really too sure if I want to be getting involved. And you know what I mean? I remember just I just had things going on, to be honest, and then I got my invite down to set the standard, and it was crazy when asked me about that, because at the time he was saying, oh yeah, I want to put on, you know, some main events and stuff, and I was thinking, wow, I only had a debut and he thinks I can, you know, kind of step up on this card. So I just took it in my stride in it, and decided to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a great sign of these newcomers coming through in that crop. You had yourself in Double L, you had Impact, you know, you had all these other people. And just to touch quickly, like, your next 3 battles that got uploaded are all doubles battles. 2 of which, obviously, with Zen, you guys have the great partnership. I haven't actually seen this battle. I just see it on Verse Track. I'm kind of curious. What do you remember about you teaming up with Fletch Digits, going up against Big J and Sater?
Oh my God, yeah, that is a really random battle. You get me? Do you know what it is? Like, they were just. I remember just said we were, you know, putting an event together, and I remember Flex Digits. I think his partner might have just, you know, like, fell through. I'm not sure who it was. I can't remember the whole story, but because I'd spoken to him through Psychosis Holocaust and stuff, because I'm quite good friends with him as well. I ended up saying to doing that 2-on-2. It was an event in where was it now? Was it not Scotland? Yeah,
it looks like Was it Southampton?
No, I'm really stuck on this one, because it was very random where it was as well. Yeah. To be honest,
it was Scarborough. I'm on the thumbnail. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Scarborough. Yeah, I forget now. It was in Scarborough. So, I just said I'd do it because it was kind of easy work in a sense of, I didn't have to prepare for like another, you know, full-on battle, because it takes me time to write. I've always had this. It's not a problem, but with the kind of, I'm quite lyrical for a grime MC, and I guess with that, like, being lyrical, it takes me time to write, you get me? So I don't like to rush myself. I'll just take my time and get it done. And I remember just thinking, yeah, man, I'll get involved in a 2-on-2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, we'll get to the main 2-on-2s here with Zen. Now, I mean, one of the great things about this era of Don't Flop, there was so much talent coming through. It was so exciting. It was all getting so big. And, you know, the 2-on-2 tournament that they did, which kicked off at Distinction, was great. I mean, for so many reasons. You know, not only did we have the, you know, the whole Unan, Chris Lee's Callum Boom thing going down. You know, we had Shufflo, kind of, Shuffle, I should say, arriving with Gibbo, you know, and all that sort of thing. All these sort of teams. Probably most memorable is yourself and Zen versus Ricky C and Crisis Music. For all the wrong reasons. We're gonna get into this.
Me and Zen at this battle because we heard there were peas due, and then confirmed and it virtually seemed cool. So I strapped a little bar for these nerds. We versed in the leads room, waiting for the flyer, yearning to murk in the team who wanna try it because they thought they were worthy of me and you. So from judging everything I've been through, you can imagine when I saw the flyer, I was like, who the fuck are these?
Talk to me about you and Zen. Like, you know, you say you know Matter and stuff like that. So you and Zen were quite close before Don't Flop as well, or?
No, the craziest thing, like, I remember, like, I'm a few years older than Zen and stuff, and I remember when I was just starting to maybe get myself known around Leeds a bit, just MCing and stuff. I remember just walking past the park one time, and Zen would just sat down on the wall. I didn't know him at all, but he was like, "Yo, are you Daylyt?" And I was like, yeah. And he goes, "Yo, let me show you some bars." Yeah, and he fucking just started. He's always had heart. You get me from being young, but he just fucking started spraying some bars, and then I was like, "Yeah, man, you're sick." And he said he was local from Hales and stuff, like from where I was from, and we didn't really end up linking up and bumped into each other at our debuts. Well, when I was supposed to battle that Unseen guy, so that was Zen's debut time then, and then after meeting him there again, we started talking and stuff, and kind of linked up from there, to be honest.
And I mean, the kind of, you say you like to have a lot of prep and stuff like that before battles. Like, what was the rehearsal space like with another partner? Were you guys meeting up? Was it a lot of prep, or?
Yeah, a lot of prep. Like, Zeb has always lived like local to me, so he used to just like come round, we'd sit down, just get cracking. It was always good. He'd come round at crazy times of the night and whenever, do you know what I mean? Just for us to practice. So he's a hungry character, so whenever I'm involved with him, I'm definitely on the ball. Yeah,
and I mean, like, you know, hunger's the choice word here, because there's £3,000 on the line, which is, you know, I mean, deal or no deal kind of money, that is, like, you know, even more.
Oh no, let's not go there.
We'll get there. We'll get there in time. But I mean, that's one of the great things that I loved about the tournament as well. You know, there was a lot of money on the line, so everyone was kind of in that mode, you know, gunning for each other. When you got given Ricky C and Crisis, did you think your luck was in? Did you still think you had a battle on your hands prior, or?
Oh yeah, we definitely thought we had a battle on our hands, in a sense of I think a few people at the time, we were sending videos, I think like little sends, it wasn't spitting, it was just saying how we're going to break down our opponents and blah blah, just little interviews that Don't Flop did, and I ended up seeing those twos, and they were saying how good they were at freestyling and blah blah blah, and I was just like, okay, me and Zen were like, these guys don't look like much, but we will make sure we prepare for them. Do you know what I mean? We don't want to get caught slipping. It's in Leeds as well. Can't get buried in our own city. There's just like, and I also am not great at freestyling. Even though Zen is, we were like, we don't want to take chances of just not going prepared, and these guys just come up with loads of stuff to rebuttal ours. You know what I mean? So we went in and wrote like a lot of stuff for them. Yeah.
And you know, they kick off the first. They reveal that Zen's real name is Faris, which is apparently some sort of revelation.
Exactly.
You know, so it's like so. And you know, Blue Eyes White Dragon is kind of one of their famous quotes, sort of thing. You know, Crisis comes in, you're a couple of dickheads, he says. I mean, it's kind of bad. I'm not saying it on Zen's sense. I'm saying it's just kind of bad. I understand. Zen just kind of laughs at them, like he sort of laughs at their face. I
know. He like the kind of how like competitive he is. He's just that guy. If he don't like someone, he'll make sure like they know that.
Oh yeah. And I don't know if you recall, you kind of look to the camera as well and just sort of shake your head like at the crowd.
Yeah, I was surprised because I was there stressing, but you know, I'm the stress head. You get me, a bit more the sensible one at times. But then I'm telling you, I was like, I did not just kind of put myself under all this pressure for these guys to come just flop like this. You get me? But it was disappointing. You know what I mean? Like I at least wanted to work for it.
Well, I mean, it kicks off heavy, like especially in comparison to them, sort of thing. You sort of say, judging by everything that you've been through, you looked at the flyer and said, "Who the fuck are these two?" Kind of, you know. I guess a lot of people were saying that as well. And Zen has loads of great material. He basically says Ricky C looks like Lord of the Rings Smeagol if he sold his ring for a needle.
Yeah. That was very accurate. Very.
And you have this power dialect where you just say something that's quite simple but really effective. Like, you know, we'll get onto the big man like Hagrid and Street No Corrie. Like, where does that come from, man? It's hard, man.
I swear to God. You know, sometimes, yeah, it was mad. I have these ideas and I think, do you know what? Yeah, this could sound sick. Just, the way I'll say it or the way I'll do it, yeah. And I swear, I remember when I said that to Zen at first, he was like, nah, I don't like it. And I was like, yeah, really? And I was like, I think it sounds all right. And I said, fuck it, I'm still going to do it, yeah. And then as soon as I got the reaction of it, I was like, yes. I was like, I fucking knew it. Sometimes I just have to follow my instinct in it. And I don't know at the time before I don't even watch Curry. I can't really say what the fuck made me say that in it, but it just kind of works.
Oh man, it's strong. The whole first is really strong, and Zen again. Yeah. Zen just has a knack for insulting these guys really well. Like college guys who live on cottage pie and obtain their home through squatters' rights.
Yes, exactly.
And, Crisis music looks like Lady Sovereign if she had a baby goblin with a rabies problem.
Yeah, I'm telling you, his multis, like Zen was always sick at like the multis. He was definitely stronger than me at multis at them times as well. You get me? And you know, he used to just say some pretty funny shit.
And I mean, they sort of concede in their second, which is another car crash. Maybe we should have done some more practice. And the crowd like applaud in agreement. So it's just sort of.
Killed themselves, absolutely killed themselves.
And I mean, Grace, from you, bet you ain't faced this much colour in the ring since the last time you looked through a kaleidoscope.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, quite novel. Like, you know, not bad here, but I mean, they sort of, fuck up badly, so it's kind of yours for the taking, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, no matter what material we were giving off, like it was always just gonna bang because these guys just weren't ready in it.
And did you? I mean, afterwards, because I know it's all video judged, but obviously it was pretty clear that you won. Like, did you talk to them? Did you guys have like a parlay or anything, or?
I don't really remember speaking to him too much, but I remember like Ricky C and Zen having a bit of an issue. I don't know, you know what I mean, a bit of an altercation, but I just think like it's because Ricky C is a bit of a gobshite, to be honest. But we didn't really speak to him after that. Yeah, we just kind of like bathed in the glory again. That's all we could do.
And, obviously you were a really good, strong team. You weren't necessarily tested against Ricky C and Crisis. You went up against Bowski and Sarters soon after and lost, a close match. Yes. Like, what happened there?
I'm telling you now, the funny thing is, which I might as well go to this deal or no deal situation straight away. Right. It's like what the one thing I knew, I'd actually already been on the show, before I battled Ricky C and Crisis, but obviously it didn't air until later, so I knew these guys didn't know anything about that because it had not been on TV yet, but I knew the moment, it drops, the first people who are going to go against me, are going to be able to use this scheme and, like, do you know what I mean? Just kind of regardless of how they do it, it's going to be something fresh and funny. Now, when it came to battling Bowski and Sarters, I think me and Zen slightly underestimated them as well. Because I think from previous battles, it's not that we didn't think they were good, but we kind of saw ourselves as, we're the better rappers, we can do this and that. So we came with a lot of fat jokes and stuff and this and that, like kind of not going in, do you know what I mean, with like too many bars. We still had a good performance and it went well, but I just think we were slightly underprepared, and I think also the element of them being able to use some of the deal or no deal aspect, it kind of helped towards them winning, you get me? Yeah.
I mean, fair enough. And it's kind of one of the shames about the tournament is, not necessarily shames, but like certain teams didn't go up against each other that would have been dope. Like I would have loved to have seen you two go against C and Cracker.
Exactly. I know we wanted to go against Unan and that as well.
Oh my God,
we were kind of, we thought, we're definitely going to get towards the end anyway, and it just like, it didn't happen, but it good lesson to learn, you get me?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, obviously you and Zen have both faced Unan. We'll get onto Unan battle in a bit, like, and had great clashes and it's kind of edged out that way, but it's, that's the nature of the dice really. And let's talk about Deal or No Deal quickly, just because, I am curious. And I searched your name actually just before we went on air with Deal or No Deal, and there's like a free page, there's like a big Deal or No Deal fan site, and there's like a free page description of your episode and stuff. It's mad.
I know it's pretty weird, isn't it?
Yeah, people love this show.
Yeah, I've seen it and I looked at it and was like, wow, man, like, this is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, everyone knows Deal or No Deal sort of thing. I remember watching it when I was a bit younger. I mean, it's still really popular, isn't it? It's still on Channel 4, is it? It's still going?
It's actually stopped now, yeah.
Oh, has it?
It's, I'm not sure why, but they're not doing it anymore. I think it's not been on for about a year or so now, probably.
Okay. So, I mean, yeah, you're right, actually. Yeah, till 2006. Yeah, it stopped the end of last year. So yeah, so kind of 2016. Sorry, yeah. So it's kind of all done. Yeah. So I mean, so obviously the when you watch Deal or No Deal, you have the 20 people outside. Is 20 or so the sort of the pilgrims? Is that what they call them? Those sort of that kind of stuff. And obviously it's kind of it's done as a day by day show. But how many episodes did they record in a day?
About maybe like 3 to 4.
3 to 4. And do you guys hang out at the hotel and like become friends as they seem to suggest?
Yeah. You actually do. Like it's mad what kind of position you put into, like, and everyone's there excited, and you all just put into one place, and you just kind of chill and get to know people. So you do actually make friends. It's not like exaggerated when people are kind of feeling for each other when they're there. You get
yeah.
Like day in, day out with these people, and you just stuck with them. You don't go back home or anything. You stay down in the place for how long. So
yeah. And I mean, like, as much as it's ammunition in bars or whatever, like, it's fucking cool that you're on the show, man. Like, it is a pretty awesome thing to have done.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I knew for a fact as soon as I kind of got into it and stuff. Other than it being a very good personal thing for me to be able to sort things out in my life, right? I just knew to be able to bring the element that I rap in there and kind of try and get my name out there. It was going to work either way, and I thought, no matter what anyone has to say about it, like, I've not made a bad move here. I've had an experience, and I can say I've been able to do something. You get me? So,
yeah. And I haven't actually seen the episode, but I was just reading the forum post before we went on, and you say you rapped for Noel Edmonds, is that right?
yeah, like I ended up just writing a little verse. I remember I've just been in the hotel room and they suggested, since you do a bit of rapping and stuff, do you think you'd be able to do something? And then you can show us. We can't promise we put it on the show or anything. And I just sat down for an hour, wrote the thing, and then ended up getting the chance to do it. So it was funny.
It's crazy, man. Very, very, very cool. So you had your two sort of solo beginnings with Double L and Impact, then a lot of doubles battles, getting back into the ring properly with Censor, which is a great battle. I mean, someone like Censor, tough opponent, right?
Yeah, definitely. Censor was it was the smart battle to do, to be honest. So I think I remember. I think now. Yeah, no, you just carry on.
No, I mean, there's not too much I want to say on the Censor thing. Like, I remember you bring out the water gun.
Yeah, a pretty random idea, and I'm sure that was one of Matt's ideas as well. He is the devil, but I'm telling you, when all of us guys link up, me, NP, Soldier, and Matt, he like always just puts things in our heads, like tells us to go do certain stuff. And I ended up taking that idea and just doing it. It's pretty funny, so.
It's crazy, and like, I love to see in Don't Flop when people haven't been around necessarily that long get given a chance and flourish from it. Really, like, we're seeing it at the moment with Scoop, who's had like 1 or 2 battles, and now he's got DNA at Checkpoint 4. And you'd had more than 1 or 2 battles. You had a big tryout. You'd been in the doubles tournament, but getting Daylyt.
Oh, yeah. Trust me, do you know what? It was crazy.
But don't lie, you've got no stripes. You're a pussy cat. So try rocking a costume, because it'll more than cost you when I start booking, fam. And I'll reveal what's under that ugly mask after I grab the shit, slash your wig and proceed to punch it back. Now, word on road is, there's no man in Cali that want to take his life. They told him to leave the hood, or they come to his place at night, blazing knives, and said that they might rape his wife. So he's flown to another country because Daylyt saving time.
Like, I don't know if you know that I was supposed to battle him when what event was it? It was the 4th birthday. I was supposed to battle. Yeah. Like what happened was I was supposed to battle him at the 4th birthday, but then I remember speaking to Bagnall around these times. He was like, "Oh yeah, let's make sure you get, you know, a good opponent, like Censor or something." You know what I mean? And I ended up obviously doing the Censor battle, and they said it's a good move to do a top tier guy, and then we'll offer you your first international. You get me? So them man was supporting me from early. Do you know what I mean? They probably saw potential in me, and they just wanted to push me as far as they could, and by giving me Daylyt, I'll tell you now, yeah, I remember watching him on like YouTube, his battle against Rich Dollars, yeah, and I was like, this guy is an absolute like beast. You get me? And then I'm not gonna lie to you, the day after, like messages me whilst I'm at work, and he's like, "Oh, you'll never believe who I've got for you for the birthday." And I'm like, "Who?" And he's like, "Oh, guess." And I was like, "I don't know." And he said Daylyt, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I'm not gonna lie, when I was like, I didn't even know what to think, because there was that one side where watching his battle, yeah, made him my favorite battler instantly, yeah, and then I've just been told that I'm gonna battle this guy. You get me? I was just like I just didn't know what to do. It was crazy, man. It was crazy.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, like, how did you even prep? Like, I mean, were you really spending all the hours into it? Or like, what was your time before?
Yeah, I put in a lot of prep for that battle. The funniest thing is, obviously, I had material for the 4th birthday, and he couldn't get over, something to do with his passport. Right. So I'd had the bars there, and I just kept working on them, and I'm kind of glad the battle got postponed, because the material that I had in that battle against him, yeah, which I still don't even think was the greatest, but at the time, you know, and maybe what people saw in me and stuff like that, it was good material. It was just it was a crazy one. I spent ages preparing for him. Like, whenever I have, you know, a couple of months to prepare for someone, which is not often, but if I do, I know I'm going to win the battle. It's as simple as that. I'm like a fine wine, but you know what I mean? As it's aging. Don't let me sit on bars, because if I do, it's just going to get worse, because I'm very performance-based in it. So if you give me time, it's going to be, you know what I mean?
and I mean, like, you know, even back then, arguably even more so now, Daylyt is like this mythic, Daylyt is like this mythic figure, you know what I mean? Like he definitely done some crazy shit, done some crazy shit back then, but definitely done some crazy shit now as well. Like, before the battle, I mean, he's got a fucking tattoo on his face, you know what I mean? Like, but like, before the battle, do you guys chat at all, or what was he like to approach?
No, I didn't speak to him. Like, I don't think, maybe once before the battle, or I might have sort of spoken to him. In fact, I think I might have messaged him and said, "Oh, I'm looking forward to the battle, blah blah." And like, he seemed like a normal guy, but obviously I'd been watching a lot of his earlier shit, even before some of, you know, the other antics he's pulled since, like, you know what I mean, what he did against me, like he'd done some mad shit, like dress up in a KKK outfit and all this kind of shit, and I was just like, right, I don't know what he's gonna do, but he's gonna do something in it, so I just have to be prepared. And like, I didn't really have a great preparation plan. The only fucking thing I had was a bandana around my neck that I just put on my fucking, you know what I mean, on my face in it. Do you know what I mean? I didn't really have anything for it, but I knew we were going to do something mad. Just not that. And
I mean, maybe it had been done on your comments before, I'm not sure, but obviously battling Daylyt brings a whole new audience to your battles. I mean, the battle's got 340,000 views, you know, it's got a crazy amount of views. One of the comments that I noticed was, quote, "Daylyt's accent makes him sound so aggressive. He could read a menu at a restaurant and he'd still be scary."
No, that is a comment. Big ups to the guy that fucking wrote that.
I know.
Wow.
And like, you know, obviously I don't hear it. Like, obviously you've got quite a strong accent, whatever, but it just adds to it. But I mean, your accent, like, has that been something you've sort of tempered over time? Were you aware of it going into this thing? Oh, a lot of US guys, or I guess you can't really do anything about it, can you?
Like I wasn't really aware of it at first, because it's kind of crazy. Don't Flop is the only thing that kind of exposed me to a wider, you know, range of people, even around the UK. It was crazy. People even in the UK saying they couldn't understand me, or I sounded like I was from somewhere else, or blah blah. So I knew that, well, against the, you know, an American and gonna get the American views in now. Like, people are either gonna like me or they're gonna hate me in it. But I can't do nothing about my accent. It's strong, and I like to kind of represent what I come from. You get me? So like, I just have to go with it.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, great writing here as well from you. Really like it. Leave your neck with large holes the size of escargot. You'll be tasting slugs.
That's not right.
Yeah. You say similar to Corrie, Street No Corrie. You're strong like Yorkshire tea. I mean,
them simple ones that everyone loves to hear. You know, I mean, big black guy, deep voices talking about Yorkshire tea. Like, it's just weird shit. You get me? But it's kind of likable.
And you say in your second dialect the Daylyt isn't direct enough, and he does sort of have he can be quite insular, can't he? Like, do you remember the Captain Jack scheme he does in the first, which is very long?
Yeah, I do remember it.
Yeah.
it was I think with Daylyt, that was just one of the things I said about him, that he's not direct enough. I think in battles he has been direct, but I just knew I was going to be the more direct one, and so I just said it. You know what I mean? He says a lot of random shit sometimes that just goes, off somewhere else, and I just wanted to bring note to it.
Mm-hmm. So let's get to Daylight's third, where he proceeds to get naked. It's a crazy moment, isn't it? I mean, you say you knew he was going to do something, but this is one of his most famous antics ever.
Yeah. I know. Like, I had no idea. Yeah, he was going to do that, and like that actually went on World Star Hip Hop. Yeah, and got like 500,000 views within 24 hours. Like, I'm not even joking. Yeah. Like, it instantly Don't Flop just put up Battle Rap Against Naked, and it just completely shut the team down. It was crazy. So yeah, like, I wasn't expecting that, and didn't quite know what to do either. I just stood there like, what the fuck? Yeah.
I mean, what can you do, really? I mean, it's a verdict crowd. People can be seen cowering, leaving, applauding. Mickey Worthless is hyped. I don't know if you remember. He's like leaping up and down.
I remember everyone went nuts. You know what I mean? Some people walked out. You get me? Like, actually walked out the venue and shit. It was ridiculous, man.
Bullets is encouraging everyone to sort of hold it down, like, and the battle sort of ends, and then it ends. Quite cool as well to see Steph there, and she's sort of doing a quick introduction with you and stuff like that. And one of the things that I find interesting, Daylyt, is she asks you at the time, considering that this was 2013, sort of mid 2013, she asks you, who do you consider top 5 in Don't Flop at the time? And you say yourself, which is fair enough. You also say.
Oh, that was very freaking forward of me.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, I'm not disagreeing, man.
Right? Okay. Yeah, I'm usually a bit more humble. You know what I mean? But fuck that.
And,
either way.
You also mentioned your other 4. You mentioned Mr. 13, which I think is quite interesting pick. Villain, which I mean, obviously Villain, and Tony. No surprise there. And you say Soul. You put Soul in your. I mean, you've always been a big Soul fan.
Do you know what it is? Like, yeah, I think I was never like into him enough to like, try to watch all of his battles. I wasn't like ridiculously interested, but from the battles I'd seen of him, and I didn't expect that of even just, who he was or how he looked at it. I was like, this guy's fucking crazy. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'd always had to give him his respect, because I'd seen he knows how to perform, man.
Yeah, definitely. And you get asked who you want to battle next, and you say either Villain or Unan, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Obviously, you've already battled Unan. We'll get onto Unan battle shortly. You versus Villain, would you be interested in that? That'd be quite cool.
The thing is, I actually just asked him to his face at an event, probably at the one that I was supposed to battle Daylyt at originally, the 4th birthday, and he'd said no, he wasn't really feeling it and stuff, and I was like, oh, well fair dues, we'll probably catch up some other time. I'd asked him again, and he was like, no, and then since then we've become quite good friends, you get me, even right. Like, I chill with like old English and that. You know, I mean, when I go down London and you know, Villain's always there as well. You know, I'm cool with Carlos and that. So yeah, after a while, it just became a thing of we're boys. So you know what I mean, we don't really need to chase up the battle and stuff. People have asked before, but we just didn't bother.
No, fair enough, man. And another huge profile battle that you had was at 5th birthday against Cortez. You know, very, very cool to see Cortez. It's mad, man. I mean, obviously fully deserved, but your progression, considering that the Double L battle was uploaded in February 2012, at the end of 2013, you battled Daylyt and Cortez, two of the biggest names in the game. Like, you know, it's mad.
I know. It was crazy. Like I was saying, Dope Flop have looked after me. You get me? They made sure that they, you know, gave me the opportunities and just put me to the test, innit? Like, yeah.
And the Cortez battle, like, abiding memories of that one. I mean, obviously a little bit of a letdown because you didn't necessarily go as hard as you want, but you still showed out really well.
Yeah, do you know what it is? Like, I'd seen a lot of battles from Cortez, and, you know, I was like, yeah, I can't take this guy lightly. I'm in my city again, so I'm under that pressure, and the crowd, you know, the venue and everything, it's just way bigger. I was pumped up to just show, like, I can be one of the best, you get me? That I just remember that frame of mind. I was in a very competitive frame of mind then, you get me? And the progression was really fast, but I just took it in my stride, like I said.
And we get to, I mean, this battle is one of my favourite Don't Flop battles, a slept on classic, even though it's got a hell of a lot of views. You versus Unanimous.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you remember. I remember Don't Flop released a video, which I don't think they've ever done since, where it was just reactions to the bars. Do you remember that? There were no bars. It was just like Unan just be like, fuck it.
Just pulling faces, everyone like, yeah, just all that stuff. That was funny, man. I remember that. They gassed up that battle.
Yeah. But I mean, rightly so. I remember this Nottingham event sort of came after 5th birthday when you know, sort of burnt a lot of bridges with the internationals, and it was kind of like, okay, let's do a UK card sort of thing. And I mean, obviously Unan's been a beast since day dot, really. And obviously you said against Daylyt that you wanted to battle him. Was this one that you were always looking forward to?
Oh yeah, like Unan quickly became one of my favourites in Don't Flop from the first time I watched him. Like, and I think the first battle I watched from him was him versus Joker Star, funnily enough. This was in my earlier days before I even really started getting into it. And I remember meeting him to the test 10 as well. And I just said to him, I was like, "Yo, fam, you're like on some next level shit. I proper rate you in it." So from there, like. Getting to battle him and the opportunity to battle him, I knew it was coming at some point. That's all I knew, you know what I mean? So as soon as I got told I can battle him, I was like, yeah, man, I need to get on it. But I just knew I wasn't ready. I'd been offered him, I think, before, and I'd said no. Do you know what I mean? Because I was just like, I think I need to just... You know what I mean? I still saw it as you can see my progression, for the battles I'd had, for the amount of battles, you know what I mean, I've had. I didn't feel I was ready to some extent, so it was just a good time to battle him then.
You are the biggest pussyhole in battle rap. So why the fuck would you want a war? It's quite evident that with hurried force I've just bodied and demolished court. But I'll show this blobby dwarf within the ring he is not a lord. So if he brings horrorcore, we'll see if this fat cunt acts tough when I give Tom a hawk.
Oh, it's a fucking, like, great battle. Just like you know, it's a cliche to say bar fest, but it is. Yeah. It's just great lines after great lines. Real vintage Unan as well, kind of before he reinvented himself, like, at the peak of that sort of thing. And, you know, he mentions as well sort of the whole psychosis incident of 5th birthday and shit like that. Man, a lot of drama, man.
Yeah, pure drama. But when I say in that battle, that I was literally there. That I stopped him from. It was one of those things where I went to the place with psychosis, and the whole time I was with him, he says as soon as he sees Unan, he's going to smash his face. So I was just kind of like, right, well, he deserves it to some extent, but do you know what I mean? This could just be a bit, you know. So as soon as he saw him, he went over to him and started kicking off, and I just kind of just got in the middle of it and just said, yo, just kind of talk it out, you get me? Because, it was just pure drama, mate.
Yeah, drama. Man, those two, man. Those two. two. They just, it's just never going to stop, is it? And do you remember the bit at the end of Unan's first? It might be the most aggressive I've ever seen Unan in a battle. And I know that's saying something, where he has that long section. He's like, split him into chicken bits, hit him with cylinders. And then he's like, because right now I'm winning this. Like, the way he says that, it's out the depth of his soul. Like, it's great. Like, he screams it. Like, you know what I mean? He goes, man.
No, I swear to God, like, Unan has a thing about, like, just kind of pushing the limits in it. I think he throws his own anger, like another force that he probably thinks could, like, like, he well and you would probably kick his ass, but then at the same time, he's just like, let me just push the boundaries, man, get in this guy's face. I'm going to show him I'm not scared.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. And just, like, great stuff from you here. Like, the whole, left in a wheelchair for thinking I'm Smallville.
Buzz.
Yeah, Buzz, if a man runs his gums up his calcium intake when I make him swallow his teeth. Jesus Christ.
Random but mad.
Yeah. Dope. And you say, as we just touched on, you saved him from the Holocaust. Save your sanity. I could have let psychosis split your personality.
Like, I was hoping people would feel the bars in it, but I don't know if they did because they couldn't really relate to the situation.
Yeah. And you mentioned Theo as well. You say that this guy's hair gel's fucking harder than you.
And
I mean, Unan has some crazy shit as well.
He had some bars.
Oh man, in the second, the whole split your head to the white meat and leave you looking like a pint of Guinness.
That was one of my favorite bars, like, from him altogether. Like, do you know what I mean? He said that against me. I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he just says some, like, fucked up shit. Kidnap your kid and make Ian Huntley make it look like he works for NSPCC. It's just like...
I know. Seriously, the worst thing about him, like, Unan had a bit of a bad stigma around him for this, He used to speak to people before battles, we won't mention this or say this and that, and then as soon as the battle comes around, he'll fucking just take it to that level, innit? Now, I didn't bother telling him not to mention certain shit because I thought, you know what, like, I don't care. This is what we're here to battle for. But he had to take it there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And he goes even further: get her addicted to cocaine, give the child lines, which is, I mean.
You know what I mean? Like, he pushes the boundary. I think I say bad shit sometimes, and then I just remember a Unan battle in it. You know what I mean?
Oh man, yeah, and he does a bit on Chris Lees as well. Goes in on Chris Lees because obviously they'd had a great battle beforehand. And he says, cut you some fish gills on some sushi shit. Have you choking in your hometown on some Brucey shit?
Yeah.
So Brucey had choked that earlier that day. Is that right?
Yeah, that was right. Yeah, so it was relevant to drop it at the time, and it kind of worked as well.
Did he battle Pamphlet? Is that right? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, but Pamphlet, he's a nasty piece of work, man. I won't want to battle him. In his heyday, he was fucking sick.
Yeah. I want to just shout out Brucey as well. Just recently, I was watching. I don't know if you've seen his music video, £5 Bet.
Yes, I have actually seen it.
Yeah, it's a really good song, actually. I have to say.
It is. I have to big up Brucey, man. Like, on the music and stuff, and the kind of things he's doing, even outside of Don't Flop, what he does in his city, and helping kids and stuff work at schools. I have to rate his movement. You get me?
Yeah, definitely. I'm a big fan of Brucey. Actually, definitely check out £5 Bet if you get a chance. Great song. One of my favourite all-time bars from you, Dialect, is in your second, where you're breaking down sort of Unan's persona. His style's stillborn, bring pure delivery of a dead ending.
Wow, shit, I actually said that. That's all right.
Unan loves that. The eyes pop out of Unan's head when you say that. Like, he fucking goes mad. When he tweets a bird, the only time you'll see Unanimous mate. Which is
that's his Twitter name, isn't it?
Yeah.
It kind of got slept on, but
it did, yeah. And when I got that, I thought, I'm such a nerd for knowing this battle rapper's handle on Twitter. You know what I mean? It's like real niche knowledge. Like, I was just...
man.
And you touch on, I'm sure a lot of people remember, I can't remember exactly what video it is, but there's a Don't Flop video that opens with, Unan and Shotty, like calling out Matter and Luna. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And you talk of him and Shotty with a knife and a lube, and you ask, like, was Shotty cutting himself while he's trying to wank one off? Like, maybe, you know. And
I know, yeah, it's a bit crazy.
Yeah. His mum, I mean, obviously, you face Unan, you've got to mention his mum. His mum's been chasing the dragon like the donkey from Shrek.
I remember,
yeah. I mean, this battle, like, I want to urge everyone listening to this that hasn't seen this battle before, or maybe hasn't seen it in a while, go back. You know, it's absolutely. Do you remember Unan's kind of like Jamaican reggae dance hall?
Yeah, I know that kind of shit. Yeah, that stuff annoys me so bad. But the fact, that Unan was doing it just entertained everyone, and it fucking worked in it. Do you know what I mean? But that was terrible, man. I was like, he goes against the black guy, and that's to show off himself, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh man! And you kind of end your third again. Like, what I like about this battle is there's a lot of stuff that gets spoken about, but it's done really well. Like, you speak about sort of him baking a cake for Holly Masters. Like, Daylyt, you're kind of in the scene. Is that true? Did Unan bake a cake for Holly Masters?
Yeah, he actually did. I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
He actually did. Yeah, it's true. I don't think I'm lying with that one.
No shade, but I mean, you know, fair enough here. And we see over the next couple of battles here, you know, we'd had you versus Income Words of Weapons a little bit before, you versus Natural, you versus Eyes, kind of becoming a bit more synonymous with the on-beat clashes. Was this something you just felt you wanted to do more and more, or? Yeah,
definitely, because I think, like, you know, I'm sure you could tell with the outbursts of all the grime I did, like in my verses and stuff, that I was kind of, I really wanted to show that I'm a good rapper and stuff, and like, you know, show that I had the ability to spit on beat and that. So I decided I was going to start taking on a few more on beat battles, and felt quite comfortable with doing it. Because it was kind of the first thing I was doing in at the beginning. I was a rapper before battler, so it just felt quite natural to go in that direction.
Yeah, and you know, back with Zen after a little bit of an absence here, going against Shuffle T and Marlo. You know, crazy battle, this one. Absolutely love this battle. Like, I mean, you know, the prep for Shuffle T and Marlo, I guess quite difficult, isn't it? Because they're so established.
You ain't the best, so don't get deep with me, cause things will get real gritty in the lead city. Don't be silly, tryna beef with the 3 million. It's reason to your secretly see piggies quick free pity. Seen your chick eat when he gonna dance on stage for IAP, did he? Mimi, been a beast to me recently, so don't think that he would have beaten me easily.
Easily, I'm a beast for the least city streets, so the man that agrees with your feet. You're living to the beat by your looks, your knees and your feet. With a hook, your body, you believe in your feet. I'm not shook, I've been squeezing the heat. If you push me, you're fucked and you bleed with your peeps. I'm a lyricist just like Weezy and D, but real talk, speak to him, Z.
See me? From the lead city.
Yeah, that was ridiculously hard to prep for. But you know, we spent a lot of time on it. Probably the most time we would ever spent together on prepping for a battle, because it was, you know, kind of title match in it. But we did a good job, but those two were on some next shit.
That's
like, you know what I mean? I had to have to pay them the dues. You know what I mean? There's no one else like them, regardless of, you know, what people can, you know, say. The whole stigma about they're not rapping, the whole poetry style is like, yo, but they're still like not undefeated, but you can't fuck with them on their best day. It's just simple as that. You get me?
Yeah. But I mean, you guys second, like, that's a famous round. Daylyt and Zen second. Then that one.
Yeah, we just have to show, like, you guys are really good at doing what you're doing. Let us show what we do. You get me? That was the whole point of that round. So yeah, it went off well, man.
Yeah, man. It's I love that battle. I think one of the best things about Shuffle and Marlo is they always bring the best out of people, like, in these matches. And, like, you know, you guys just gave a vintage show. I always love that bar in the first where it's like, what is it? You wear tweed blazers, we're weed blazers, or something like that. Like, it's just one of those ones. It's like, oh man, classic stuff. And very cool to see at this time as well. You went over to King of the Dot. round about this era. Am I right in thinking you were originally meant to battle Danny Myers at this?
Oh yeah, man, yeah. I'd started writing for him. I had at least a round or two for him, and then they ended up getting like cancelled, and I got given Chiller last minute. So yeah. I had to write first Shuffle and Marlo and Chiller at roughly the same time because it wasn't too long. I can't remember which way around it was, whether I battled them first and Chiller after or whatever, but I literally only had maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks in between the battles. Yeah,
that is I mean, that's not really what you want, but I guess when a King of the Dot are calling, you've just got to do it, haven't you?
Yeah. I was not in a great position, but I thought I can't say no to them over any circumstance. This is a chance for me to, get myself known over there now. You know what I mean?
And I mean, that whole experience going out there, organic, gully, all that whole sort of, that lifestyle. It must have been crazy to be over there.
Oh yeah, of course. It's one of the best times I've ever had. I was only able to go over there for a weekend. I literally couldn't get too much time off work, and had to sort of start off a flight really quickly. I probably spent more time in the air than I did on the ground in it. But to go there and do that, it was amazing. You get me?
Yeah. And I mean, is there any chance of you going back in sort of fairer conditions? Like, I mean, you versus Danny Myers, that needs to go down one day. I would love to see that.
Yeah, if I get the opportunity again, I will. I think I've not bothered kind of hollering at organic too much, because I think obviously we'll probably get into discussion on sort of some of the battles that have happened and stuff, but in regards to me not being able to I lost my train of thought. 1 sec. What was I saying?
Just you going out over to King of the Dart and all that.
Yeah, the King of the Dot thing. Yeah, I'm gonna see about going out there soon, but I've just had to kind of step my game up again. I kind of think, you know what I mean? I took a little break. I was just doing on beat battles. I've not been showing a ridiculous amount of promise, like a cappella wise, around that time. So I just thought I'm not going to bother him, but I'm going to get at him soon. You get me? When the time's right.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. And, we get into the kind of just so many battles here. You've really been mega busy. 30 battles, since, early 2012, which is a crazy work rate. Cool to see as well, you went back onto Words of Weapons against Vigilant. Like, I mean, say what you want about Chronicle. I know a lot of people have got opinions on it, but Words of Weapons as a platform, it was great, wasn't it?
Yeah. Words of Weapons was sick, man. It was the only thing we had at the time that was like supporting grime clashes. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't many others going on at the time, and I thought definitely against Vigilant is a worthy opponent. And around them times, I remember I was just trying to make money, man. Do you know what I mean? Just try to pay the bills. So I was just clashing left, right, and centre, which probably led to a few little downfalls here and there because of prep and stuff. But you know what I mean? I was taking on a lot of battles, and I was enjoying it as well.
Yeah, no, definitely, man, definitely. And get to the next kind of major. Well, actually, before we get into Gemini, awesome that you got to battle Nestle. What an honour, I guess, for mutually for both of you. But so cool to see you going up against yet another vet.
Yeah, 100%. I think with Nestle, we were supposed to battle like prior to that, so it had been postponed for about a year or so, and then finally got the chance to do it, and I was like, yeah, man, so get cracking again. I've got a good on beat battle.
Yeah, and I mean, do you look back on that one fondly, because it was awesome between you?
Yeah, like I enjoyed that battle, but I think it's quite a slept-on battle, to be honest. It doesn't have that many views. I'm not saying it was like the most amazing thing, but I think for what it was, apparently I think it was the first international, on beat battle, like on Don't Flop in it. So do you know what I mean? It was still kind of, I think it's the first one they've had. So yeah, I take it in my stride. It was a good battle, and people need to watch that, man. People need to watch. They do. I
mean, it's got 45k, which isn't bad in Don't Flop terms, but I appreciate that. Yeah, it does need to get a little bit more of a watch now. And we get onto the next Don't Flop battle proper. You against Gemini.
You see, if you're a Gemini, I'm a Capricorn, and that makes me an animal. Hence why I'd say Gemini not compatible. I mean, don't flops giving me to you so I could give you a boost like a little kid trying to get to a roof. Fuck that, I'll give you the views. But for anyone who thought Dialect wouldn't come fighting is on a dumb hype thing, cause he's a pussy. And it looks like one strike and that gem looking like a blood diamond.
Yes.
Now, you know, you start off kind of, you know, I appreciate what you mean when you sort of say yes, sort of thing, because Gem did really well in this one, sort of thing, you know. But I mean, he kind of had like, it's kind of like against Shuffle and Marlo, isn't it? It's kind of like he just had that sort of juggernaut performance that is really difficult to beat. Like, I mean, what were your feelings, you know, when you were battling him? Were you sort of, you know, surprised, or did you know what you were in for?
I kind of knew what I was in for, in a sense, and I still believe to this day, even though like what's done is done, and you know, at that time I'd say I did my best. I kind of think that with Gemini, the kind of hype he had on his name at the time and everything he'd been doing, watching him versus Raptor, and I thought it was, you know, next level. I did rate him, and I thought, yeah, we're going to go in through a good battle, but I just didn't prep as well as I should have done.
Right.
Plus I was going against the hype on his name, plus a crowd that have not really seen me a cappella for a while. Do you know what I mean? There was a lot of like elements against me in that battle, that kind of thing, but you know, I just did what I could. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. I mean, this is kind of one of the vintage Gem stuff. Like, he just sort of has that way of capitalizing things. I ain't had a fight with a guy that's my size in my life, like, you know. Just, just the heavy stuff like that, and him sort of, you know, taking a shot in the dark, but you might possibly spit grime in the third round. Him sort of guessing that as well. and then, you know, similarly, you were saying like the Yorkshire tea bars and stuff like that. Some of the stuff he does that's really hard that you wouldn't expect, like sick of this black cat talking like I was trying to tune out Sabrina.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, on that teenage witch steez, like, you know, it was. But I mean, still great from you here. I love the whole a yellow-bellied pussy that chills with villain, just a minion. Heavy, and I mean, don't need kids hanging off the end of my lines like an umbilical cord.
Bars.
I
got slept on though, man. I got slept on.
You did get slept on. If he and his team get me Aggie, I'm coming after Daniel's son.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Buzz. And I mean, like, with Gem, you got to do the Gem flips, and this is probably one of my favourite Gem flips for you. After this, let him rap a spliff, wait till Gem's stoned, and hit him with an hammer fist. Hard.
Yeah.
Hard.
I love my stone bars.
Yeah. I mean, great shit. And we'll get to the next battle, which, I mean, everyone loves this battle, rightly so. You versus Bilzar.
Yes.
Oh, man, like, you know, is this maybe your best on beat? I know there's a lot of great Dialect performances, but, I mean, you put on a clinic in this one.
Oh, definitely, because I'm telling you that the lead up to that year was... like Bilzar wanted to battle me for quite a while. I think he actually wanted to clash me at the event where I clashed Eyes. We were all in the chat together and stuff, and just said, "Oh, you know what I mean? You just battle someone else first, you step up a bit, and then you know you'll get your chance." He wanted to battle me, and I kept putting it off for ages just because I had other battles going on, you know, all kinds of different things, and then. Like, eventually he sent for me on SBTV, and it just put me in a bit of a position, where it was like, right, well, now you've sent for me on a bigger channel. I can't just ignore him, even though I can't really be arsed with it. I was trying to get on with my mixtape and stuff, and was, you know, I was just fucking about, man. You know what I mean? I had loads of stuff going on. But then, I replied after ages, because it took me time to get in contact with Jamal Edwards, but that just made it look like I'd taken about 3 months to write a send or something when I had the bars probably in the first 2 weeks or something. So that was a pain in the ass. So then that was slightly tilting things a bit towards his side, and then he ends up doing his video. His video were fucking sick against me. Like, he did like a music video instead of a send. And then it was like, right, everyone was like, these two are going to battle. And I was thinking, right, you know what it is? Like, got in contact with me. It'd been a while since I've been on Don't Flop. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. Then I'll take on the battle. I need to do it and show levels. And the reason why that'll probably be my greatest on beat clash is because that's where I felt like I really had something to prove.
After you, y'all move to the entrance of the O2 because I'm due to attend it. You might sing about Eskimo dance. Let's never get that dude on my guest list. On the next tip, while you chill with the Netflix, I was outside shotting pills to get eggs fixed. And you're offended, I said the bitch don't kill my vibe like Kendrick. Just look in my eyes, I'm hectic.
Everyone kind of thought, yeah, that Daylyt, he could be, you know, champ material, he's got this and that going on. And I kind of went on a bit of a decline, and then had everyone kind of questioning, you know, what am I going to come with, have I still got it or not? And I knew that to get back into Don't Flop, and show levels and, you know, be that person that everyone thought I should be, like, I have to come correct in it. And I just was not playing any games. Bilzar is sick, but I do know, that my experience in Don't Flop prior to his, like, there's no way you're going to get me on that stage in it. You know what I mean? You can do a track, it's going to sound nice, but when we're on stage performing, I have that over you. So I was kind of excited then to go against him in front of everyone just to show what I can do, you get me?
Definitely, man. And, you know, what the crazy thing is that not only did you, I mean, similar to like how Shufflo did the bad bars and the compliments in one go. Like, I can't believe you battled Bilzar and then you teamed up with Double L versus Easy Gibbs and Villain, like, in the same day. Like, how long did you have between these battles to, like, gather your thoughts and whatever? Like,
I didn't have a lot of time. I remember, in fact, I was supposed to battle Bilzar in Leeds maybe about possibly a month before the checkpoint was, but he didn't want to battle in Leeds. He said he wanted to do it in London. Why can't he do it on a bigger stage and stuff like that? And obviously, you know, they were compromising. Was like, well, you know, we were supposed to have this as a main event in Leeds, but are you cool to do it down in London? I said, yeah, fuck it. And then hollered me like maybe a week after or something and said, oh yeah, I've got Izzy Gibbs and Villain need a clash, you down to just, you know, team up with Double L, we'll sort you out, man, do you know what I mean, make you come back. And I was like, oh fuck it, then I might as well. And put myself under that pressure. But I thought, if I can nail these two battles in this one day, no one can tell me shit, and like, I know I'm back, you know what I mean?
Man, and I'm back, but like really back, man. Like, I mean, this double battle is just killer. Like, the rewatchability from both teams is amazing. I didn't expect that of the battle either. I'm not gonna lie, like, my concentration was more on Bilzar, because it was like, this is something I need to prove. This 2-on-2 battle, I'll just, you know what I mean, see what I can do. But like, turned out well as well, you know what I mean? It became a maybe. Yeah, amazing. And, you know, you continued this rebirth after these two battles with, I don't think I'm wrong saying it here, Daylyt, you kind of beat Tony D.
I think I possibly did beat him, and that came from the pressure of, like, I kind of thought, on Don't Flop, no one was really still kind of talking about me a cappella wise. It was all right me doing the on-beat stuff, and I was getting a bit of hype on it, but I remember King of the Ronalds just hollered me and said, got an event in Leeds, you know, who do you want to battle? And I'd always thought to myself, I'm going to battle someone a cappella, I don't want to just go against someone rubbish in it. And then they offered me Tony D, and I thought, well, that's put me at the, you know, the deep end. But battling him made me step up a cappella. I'll say it raw dog. It was only the matchup between Tony that's probably put me on this, you know, pedestal now, where I feel like, man, I've got more bars for you. Do you know what I mean? I'm better at what I do now. Yeah,
man. And going over to KOTR, battling, you know, in this environment, like, had you always wanted to go on the league? Was it important that it was there? You know, what was the choice there?
It's not that I'd always wanted to go on there, because you know, I don't really have any bad things to say about King of the Ronalds, but I've just never had you know, never thought to go on there. And then they hollered me, and I thought, well, why not? It's a different crowd as well. I don't have to feel the pressure of the whole Don't Flop crowd when I'm kind of just getting back into my a cappella battling now. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's maybe not less expectation, but I'm in a different environment now. So let me kind of see how I can do it. And I think it was the best thing to kind of go to King of the Ronalds to do that, to be honest.
I mean, imagine Tony on his groupie bedding steez, Netflix and chill, game night, seducing reckless teams. They get so into it, they reenact the gruesome fetish scenes, so Tony gets on fours, but he can barely bend his knees. But don't worry, he still plays the part well as the human centipede.
Another crazy good battle, really from both of you, but I think just you're a bit more direct with it. A lot of how old he is, sort of bars, but just really strong stuff here. Just going on his earring as well, and sort of like, all that sort of obvious stuff. And, over the years you've been gassing it. That's what's got this fossil fueled.
Yep.
Hard. Hard,
it's just about breaking man down now.
Yeah. And you've had a great 2017, really. In terms of uploads, like I appreciate you battled Lucifer at the event before in Revival, and then battling Raptor on keeping it 140, which is doing really good on the views. Already got already got 51k. What is 2017 looking like for you? Are you going to stay busy? Taking bigger battles or what?
Because I think like my main focus isn't to be kind of going in battling how I was before. Like I'd say before I started taking on all those unbeat battles, I feel like I had a bit more to prove. Now I've kind of done so many things within Don't Flop and also outside. Yeah, I'm quite comfortable with, kind of where my status is. I'll grime MC, I can battle rap and do whatever, but I'll only kind of take on battles for the sake of if I respect the person I'm going against or I'm getting paid enough. It's just as simple as that. But I'd say I was supposed to obviously battle Lucifer at the birthday, and I wanted to show everyone I'd kind of come back stronger, but then obviously I ended up battling Mathoffer instead on 2 days. But what was it, 4 days prep or something like that? Yeah. And it was ridiculous. I did not want to do it. I thought, right, another, chance to go at a birthday. What happened at the last birthday with Gemini wasn't too great. So I was just like, I need to get a good chance to do something. Ended up doing that battle. I had a bit of a shaky performance, but I still did well for the amount of time. I would have never done it before, you get me? But it was like, yo, come on, just do us a favor, man. We can't have these guys traveling over no reason, blah, blah. So I was like, yeah, man, I'll do it for you, get me? You, man, have always sorted me out. Then I obviously went against Lucifer, probably some of the best material, if not in my best material I think I've ever wrote. You get me? Just in terms of how clean it is. I've got a good performance, heavy bars breaking down, and then going forward from now, I'm going to see what happens at checkpoint. With Soul and Shocks and that, and just kind of see how everything's kind of patterning out in the league. I know that there's going to be Bilzar due for the unbeat title and stuff, and there's a lot of noise going on. I'm back within the talk of what I could be doing, but I'm not going to rush anything. I'm not going to force anything. I'm just chilling. I'm literally just going to get my EP out. But if any battles come along and I can take advantage of it and it's going to take me somewhere, I'll do it, and I'm not afraid to either. I will battle anyone. No, I'm really not bothered.
Yeah, that's good to hear, man. Good to hear. Great attitude. So we'll wrap up with a few quick fire questions. The first of which being your favourite Don't Flop battle.
Favourite Don't Flop battle?
Yeah.
It will have to be Unan versus Villain.
Nice. Good choice.
I swear to God, that battle is so rewatchable.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It is. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I mean,
all I'm saying is eyes rolling back as the price is that
shit. Yeah. What about King of the Dot? Do you have a favourite King of the Dot battle?
Favourite King of the Dot battle. It probably has to be Daylyt versus Rich Dollars. I just remember that just being the ultimate battle. I'd just watch constantly. I'd see that how many times and I'd just rewatch it.
What about URL? Do you have a favorite URL clash?
URL, yeah. Tay-Rock versus B Magic.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's so good. That's such a good battle.
Yeah, man. Those two are two of my favourites from overseas. Yeah, if I ever had a chance to battle Tay-Rock or B Magic.
Oh my God, I'd love to see you watch battle Tay-Rock, especially. That'd be awesome.
Tay-Rock is one of the most aggressive man. In the battle rap game. I'd love to just get face to face with that guy and just see what it's like. It's just sick.
Oh, that'd be dope. So, final two questions, non-battle rap related. The first of which, your favourite film, Dialect.
Favourite film.
Tough, I know.
That's a piss take, that. what would I say for my favourite film? Do you know what it is? Even though it might not be my favourite film anymore,
Yeah.
like this film basically was my favourite for years, and it's the one with Jet Li in it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, no, I know it sounds crazy because it's not really like a proper sick film, but I just remember at the time I was like super into my kung fu. I've been raised on that shit, you get me, and seeing Jet Li and all this new action-packed CGI shit kicking ass, but it was just too much for me. Probably my favourite film now, I will say, is The Raid.
Oh, The Raid. Yeah, okay, yeah. Good choice.
Yeah,
good choice.
probably The Raid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's fucking sick.
All right, dope. So, final question. Your favourite band or artist, musical artist, that are in no way hip-hop related?
No way hip-hop. Well, when we say hip-hop, does that mean I can say grime or not?
I would say no, so less kind of
Yeah, just to keep
rap-based.
it
Yeah.
Less based. Yo, I'm not going to say my favourite, but I think Justin Timberlake's Bad Boy Me.
Oh, yeah, man.
I think he's sick, me. Like, honestly, I think he's a proper good singer, mad talented and shit. He knows how to sing on a tune, so
Yeah, good choice. I was just listening to Cry Me a River the other day, actually. I was like, fuck, this is hard. Like, fucking, like, 15 years
man.
later. Like, yeah. No, I think...
I know, it was my dad's house party and that, and I played Take Back the Night, you get me, got on my straight disco.
Right, nice.
Yeah, man.
I guess finally, how do people get at you? You know, your music, your Twitter, that sort of stuff?
Yeah. Well, you can get me on Twitter at Dialect1. Get me on Facebook at Dialect WY, the WY standing for West Yorkshire. Get me on Instagram, Dialect Leeds. And my SoundCloud, which is Dialect-music. And yeah, man, just anyone keep in touch, just holler me wherever, and you know what I mean. I'm gonna have some music dropping real soon for you guys, and yeah, you just need to watch out in it. It's going to be a very, very good year, a very, very good year going from now.
All right, that's great, man. But Daylyt, this has been really, really good fun, man. Thanks for being on.
Yeah, definitely. It was good to talk to you, man.